Whiskey. Land! Oh, Jesus. What? Hey, folks. What are you doing here in Kilt's boudoir? You know, what's happening? Hey, folks. Yeah. Oh. And who might the lovely lady be? You know, I lose track in this helter-skelter world of Kilt-Man. You know, every night, that's a husky howling in the background there. And who is this? Every night's a different lady, you know. Sometimes I let them wear Mrs. Kilt-Man's wigs. This one appears to be wearing her favourite wig. Well, hello. Hello there. Is that your stomach rumbling? Maybe you want some breakfast, baby. Maybe you want something. Jesus H. Christ! It's him again! Kentucky Fudge, get the fucking freak. Jesus. How much whiskey did I drink last night? Oh my God. It's all coming back to me. Unfortunately. Kentucky, come back. I didn't mean it. You were the best. Folks, how are you all? Yes, I'm reporting to you now from an unusual location. Yes, it's the Kilt-Man boudoir. Yes, Mrs. Kilt-Man has vacated. The Roxy dog is around. She's had her breakfast, so she's in happy mode, which means she's chewing all her toys, and she'll probably start howling and yowling and squeaking all these little squeaky roadkill things. So we might get some incidental ambience, you could call it. But no, I woke up as usual with like a banging headache. No, I woke up thinking, videos. What can we do today? What different thing can we do today? No, it's not what you're thinking. It's not what you're thinking. Because, you know, this thing lasts about half an hour. They'd be pointless. I'd do about 10, 15 different little videos if that's what you're after. But no, I thought, what lives under Kilt-Man's bed? What is Kilt-Man's nighttime reading material? What stuff does a guy like me have under his bed? Well, or rather his side of the bed, because, you know, Mrs. Kilt-Man's got stuff under her side of the bed. And best not go into those. Otherwise, it'll be another age restriction on this video. Right, okay, well, there's a hell of a lot of books, put it that way. A hell of a lot of books. At the moment, because of doing the H.P. Lovecraft thing, I've been dipping into a lot of H.P. Lovecraft short stories. And they're quite good. Having said that, if you read one of his stories before actually shutting your eyes, it's pretty much, you're guaranteed to have these, you know, hallucinogenic acid trip dreams of things from beyond the Gulf of the Cosmos, you know, things creeping up from the depths of the oceans. And yeah, it's quite a trip. So they're good. Recommend them. Now, he says getting the dog hairs off it. Roxy the Wonder Dog, if you see hairs floating around, she's shedding really badly at the moment. So, you know, it's like a snowfall, a blizzard of Siberian fare. I haven't seen that for a while, but it's been lurking under there. Jaws 2, it's the making of Jaws 2. They released a book called The Jaws Log, which was the making of Jaws, and because Jaws was so successful, and then Jaws 2 was still successful, a whole lot of merchandise came out for this, and that's a damn good read with some good storyboards in there, and lots and lots of pictures, and what's his name? Gordon? Oh, I forget his name. Oh, God. The kid that plays Arnie in Christine, who's also a filmmaker in his own right, he plays the bespectacled nerd who gets on his catamaran, gets stuck out there with all the kids. Well, he wrote, there's a huge diary of what he got up to in this book, you know, his memories from it, like, and it's good, interesting stuff. The Zombies That Ate Pittsburgh. That's a great book. That is basically the films of George A. Romero, as it does say there. Some very, very lovely pictures. There's a whole section on Tom Savini's gory effects for these movies. There's Paul Rhodes, Joe Pilato. Choke on him! Choke on him! I did a video on the sad passing of Joe Pilato. Tom Savini. Stephen King and George Romero. This is on the set of Creepshow. There's the crate in which Fluffy, the crate monster, resides. Oh, another great moment from Dawn of the Dead. Wow. I've actually got this this jumper here. So, you know, I'm going to do a reenactment of that at some point. Hopefully, whoever I use to put the machete in uses the fake one. I've had accidents before like that. Good book. I think that's probably been updated since, or it's under a different, you know, a different print run, because that's when it first came out. What else do we have? Oh, there's lots of stuff here. Oh, look at this. Right, see, I'm getting the dog hairs off. Taking shape. Developing Halloween from script to scream. Now that is all the Halloween films to date. So that's got Halloween 2018 is in there as well. And basically this gives, it's a fabulous tome, to be honest. Every single film, including Halloween 3, which isn't a Michael Myers film, but it's a fucking great movie. So it gives the genesis of each movie. It gives a plot, synopsis, well, a proper rundown. And then it gives like interviews with people involved with it, critical reaction to it. And also, if there was a book, a novelization, or an original screenplay which differed, it'll list the differences. It's actually a really, really good book. Sadly, it's one of those books where there's a few typos in it. It's like, in the first, I think, 3 or 4 pages, there's a load of typos in it. But after that, it seems to settle down quite well. And it's very well written. It's just unfortunate things like that do creep in. And being a published author myself, and having... In fact, I'll have to show you them books. They're in the library, which is in the other wing of the house. I had trouble. The printing of the first Twisted Tales Volume 1 took a hell of a long time to get right, because dickhead here went with the... I won a literary award. I won the Shell Research Prize for Literature, which was handed to me by the great esteemed Ramsey Campbell. And apparently I'd beaten James Herbert as well, who, in a rarity, had submitted a short story, which he didn't normally do. And but I got first prize, which got me a publishing deal as well. Well, I got approached, but stupidly, I got approached by a load of people at the big event afterwards, the big prestigious award ceremony afterwards. And oh, we must publish your stuff. And I said, well, I've got some stories there. Yeah, I can do it. At the time, like, omnibus anthologies weren't common. They were gone completely out of vogue. And but these approached me, and instead of like sitting back and taking stock, I went with the first person because they seemed genuine. And they said, well, our publishing house is not far from you. That shouldn't make a fucking difference, you know. But and they were shit. They cocked it up. They were a very low rent bloody thing, and they completely destroyed copy after copy after copy of that first book. And they used terrible artwork on the cover. But anyway, without being able to show you them, that's a pointless saga. So I'll come on to that some other point. So we'll put that back there. We've got the BFI do a tremendous range of books. And not only that, the BFI, but the British Film Institute, but Devil's Advocates do a great series of filmic essays on genre, well, horror movies. So I've got a few of those. Devil's Advocates, Black Sunday, aka Mask of Satan. Fantastic film. Barbara Steele, look at that. She's been put inside the Iron Maiden, and you know, a casket, an upright casket with spikes on the inside, and they slam it shut because she's a witch. So all these spikes penetrate. Oh dear, oh god. BFI's book on Werner Herzog's remake of Nosferatu. Great film. Klaus Kinski. BFI, The Innocents. Oh, great movie. Oh, the photography in that film and the atmosphere. Whoa. BFI, The Shining. That's not so good a book, actually. That, because there's so much stuff about The Shining, so many intricate little plot details and little theories about what certain things mean, the relevance to the space race and NASA and all that. Like, yeah, there's some great stuff in there. This doesn't really, it just skims the surface. Could have been great. There's the original Nosferatu. That is, yeah, it's a BFI book as well. The original Count Orlok, Max Schreck playing him. Quatermass in the Pit. I think this is done by Kim Newman. Yeah, I like Kim Newman. Kim Newman, author, critic, broadcaster. I don't like his fiction. His fiction I find very boring. No offense, Kim, but I think you're fantastically erudite and amusing in your commentary tracks on movies, on Blu-rays and DVDs, and also in the little background sort of featurettes and makings of where you feature. And I think you're an outstanding sort of person to listen to, but I just can't get into his fiction. But that's a reasonable look at the making of a classic Hammer movie, Quatermass and the Pit. Well, now you may have seen this before. I did a video on this. It's old Mikey Myers, yay, from Halloween 2. I don't know quite why he's still living under the bed. See, the thing about me is that when I get new stuff, I'm like a kid. Like, I'll bring it to bed with me. Oh yeah, I'll keep this for a while. And while it's still the thing that I'm loving at the moment, it'll stay beside me. What else have we got? Oh, here's a bit unusual. The Time Traveller's Guide to Elizabethan England, as accessible and entertaining a guide as you will find to living in the past, by Ian Mortimer. Ian Mortimer wrote a few of these books for different time periods, and they are really good. It gives you they're sort of humorous, but they're very factual as well. And it's basically if you had travelled back in time to, well, as it says, the Elizabethan England, what you would see in the streets, the sights, the smells, how people would interact with each other, the whole culture, the food, the drink, the crime, everything, the jokes that were prevalent at the time, all of that, attitudes to the monarchy and the governmental system, brilliant. It's actually brilliant. Oh, I got those books because I was interested, but also at the time when I was doing a lot of writing, I wanted to get to know certain time periods because I'm going off on a tangent again, I had a great idea for an epic sort of gothic come action horror thriller thing. So I wanted a bit of background to the time period because as old as I am, I wasn't around then. Oh, the complete Dr. Phibes handbook. Oh, Dr. Phibes, Vincent Price, the abominable Dr. Phibes. Ah, fantastic. There he is. Look at him. But everything he does for love. What else have we got? My earphones. Bram Stoker's Dracula. I don't know why the hell that's there. As much as I love Dracula and I love the whole mythos and all the movies, I've never been such a fan of the book itself. Its diary entries and journal entries. It just, I don't find it as thrilling as most people do. And again, I love the opening. Everything to do with Castle Dracula. Jonathan Harker go in there, and they're always the best bits in all the bloody films as well. Once he comes to England, everything just changes, I think. But I still love Dracula, and that's the film tie-in. Well, it's the original Bram Stoker's Dracula, but it's the book that was the version that was republished when John Badham released the Frank Langella version of Dracula in 1979. This is the year of Dracula, and this is the Dracula of the year. And there's some great colour pictures in here as well. Let's get the picture. Oh, look at that. The huge bat. That's a Carfax Abbey. And you have, Jan Francis as Lucy. Oh, actually, I think it's Mina in that version, isn't it? I think it's Mina who gets vampirized, and she looks thoroughly ghastly there. Oh dear. What else have we got down here? Oh yeah, Conan Omnibus. I'm a massive fan of Conan the Barbarian. Everyone's favourite Sumerian barbarian. Sumerian barbarian? There's got to be some kind of rap I can make with that. And Marvel had the rights to do this for a long time with the Savage Sword of Conan. And I've got all the omnibuses of that. And there's about 30 omnibuses. And they're bigger than these. They're huge. There's a load of them under there. Probably the lower end of the bed. The dog has just arrived over there, eyeballing me something chronic. Dad, who are you talking to? But these later ones, a lot of them which do tell the original Robert E. Howard stories, and a lot which are completely off on their own tangents. The artwork is splendid. The savagery, the bloodletting, You know, it doesn't hold back, but the artwork is just phenomenal, and the stories are great, rich, and broad, and full of bravado, brazen heroism. What else have we got under here? Oh, yeah. Well, there's always some form of weaponry. I was saying about machetes before. There's the one from Predator. Yeah, I like to keep this, in case we have some guests during the night, just to give them a little incentive to vacate. Let's put that back down there. Oh, here's a good one. The Official Making of Big Trouble in Little China. That's a great book, that. Lovingly produced, some great artwork and imagery, some good interviews. There's King Kurt. Is that Big John there? Yes, that's Big John. John Carpenter. Kurt. Kim Cattrall. The other bird with the green eyes. But you've got to love this. And it's got a lot of thing on set design, special effects, the whole script and story, how the Jack Burton character came to be. There he is. A complete buffoon. One of the best heroes you've got, but because he's an idiot and he believes his own bluff, his own blood and thunder, but he's a complete and utter cretin at the same time. And he only survives because other people do the stuff for him. But he still believes his own legend. Does that remind you of anyone? A complete idiot that thinks he's a legend. Oh, some more Kurt Russell stuff. The life clock from Escape from New York. Let's see how long I've got left. Oh God. Helps if you... What have I done? Set the fucking timer. I've still got the full 22 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. I've still got that. Tell you what, let's start it. Let's not. I'm still half asleep. Fuck that. What else have we got here? Well, we've got one of the Escape from New York comics. Is it Boomtown that produced these? Boom Studios. They do Big Trouble in Little China as well. Now, I did get a lot of these comics, but then I stopped because although the cover artwork, not this one I hasten to add, was usually fantastic, the artwork on the inside was absolutely shite. And Snake Plissken looks absolutely nothing like Snake Plissken. And the stories were absolute shite. Absolute shite. I don't know whose idea that was. They even send him back to Siberia. They kick him out of a helicopter over the snowy wastes, and he's just in his usual, his muscle zip, muscle vest, his combat kicks and his biker boots, and just boot him out. He's not going to fucking last 2 minutes, in that fucking extreme cold. I know, Kilt-Man, it's a comic. What the hell difference does it make? William K. Everson's Classics of the Horror Film. This is a great book, this. The cover, sadly, has ripped off, but it is under there somewhere. I did see that. Oh, look at that. There's Bela Lugosi from Island of Lost Souls. He's the sayer of the law. That's Bela Lugosi under that fabulous makeup there. That would make a frightening Wolfman as well. And this covers a hell of a lot of the silent movies, on up into the 50s, classic horrors. What else have we got? We got more stuff down here. The Perfect Storm, Sebastian Junger's book about the Perfect Storm. Great film as well. I enjoyed the film, but the real story is even more harrowing. The Complete Tarzan, yeah. I love Tarzan stuff as well. That's a vintage omnibus of all the comics gathered together. He fights a lot of apes. He fights despicable people, horrible tribes, all sorts of ne'er-do-wells in the jungle, including snow apes as well, who seem to arrive in the jungle as well, if I remember rightly. What else have we got? Oh. Sorry about this hairiness. But then again, if you've got a book with a big werewolf on the cover, you expect some hair and fur, don't you? John Landis's Monsters in the Movies. Yeah, and that of course is his American Werewolf, designed by Rick Baker. I have completely covered that film to death and beyond. I've covered it into the afterlife, with all the masks and that. Like, so this is a big goddamn book. This, a lot of vintage posters there, and this, don't expect much in the way of prose in this. It's basically a pictorial, illustrious, whatever the word is, guide to monsters from, Dracula, obviously, werewolves, vampires, zombies, aliens, swamp creatures, ghosts, Oh yes, I'll be reviewing that very shortly. The Lair of the White Worm, Amanda Donohoe, that's the Snake Woman. Cat people, so you've got snake women, cat people, wolf men, Reanimator, yes. Some great, when you're a kid, you love this kind of book, these big coffee table books where they're full of glossy pictures and photos. And Frankenstein. Oh yeah, obviously zombies and plague victims, The Shining, The Orphanage. A Great Big Genie, I think. Oh yes. The Pale Man, isn't it, from what's the film called? Pan's Labyrinth. My precious. Yeah, it's great. That's a great book. That's well worth. All these books are well worth it. If you can find them, get them. I recommend them wholeheartedly. What the hell else is under here? Oh dear. Yeah, there's some things which you ain't gonna see. There's books on The Exorcist over there. There's a strobe light over there. There's trinkets, all trophies from previous victims, previous lives and loves and stuff. Oh yeah, I'll show you something. There is the kilt wall. There is about, I would say, I think about 30, maybe 40 different kilts piled up there. Yeah, I'm not the tidiest of people. So, but there's about upstairs, and there's another loft area. We've got the attic and a loft room as well, all different floors. Told you, it's a mansion, this place. And there's another at least 20, maybe 25 kilts up there, and they are neatly arranged. They're ones all those are the ones I wear day to day, but the ones upstairs are for special occasions. All they're ones that I got initially, and they're too big. Because when you first get to start buying kilts, you get told, and this is what you're supposed to do, you measure not round your waist, but round your upper, just below your chest, basically. Now, you don't wear it up there, so that's actually, you're getting sizes a lot bigger than what you should be wearing. If you're going to get a kilt or a kilt made, this is my advice to you. Get one, get the size that you would wear in jeans or trousers, get that. If you're a size 32 in jeans, then get a 32. The straps give you a couple of inches either way anyway, so don't be measuring up round here. You're going to get, this is the thing about the kilts up there, some of them are like fucking marquees on me. They're absolutely huge, so you can't wear them. Or you can only wear them with a jacket, so you'll put the kilt on and you'll turn it over to try and cinch it in a bit more, put a big belt on and really bring that in, but wear a jacket or something which covers all of that excess tartan baggage around your midriff. But I like to wear the kilt nice and tight and with no top on, usually. So if you folded it over, it looks fucking ridiculous, Looks like you've got ripples of tartan fat, wobbling around down there. Just to prove that the huskage is there. There she is. Can you see her? Yeah. Roxy. Hey, love. Yeah. So, I just had this little notion. Probably not one of the best of my ideas. But not even one of the most inventive or creative. But it is what it is. I have a dial-in in work in about an hour's time. an update. Bollocks. And I got a little message off my bank this morning, well, just before I started recording this, telling me that even though we're only halfway through the month, I'm already overdrawn. Ah, fucking hell. And we're in lockdown, so it's not like I've been going to the pub every day. What the hell have I been doing? I know what I've been doing. You guys know what I've been doing. Oh, I've got a little package here to unbox. Oh, I've got this. Oh, I've got that. Yeah. I've more than made up for like not going to the pub every day. I mean, going through a bottle of whiskey a day, buying stuff, keeping Amazon afloat. When will this guy ever learn? Never. Never. He's never going to learn. He is what he is. He's his own fucking creature, his own species, with my own form of dementia and addiction and obsession. Anyway, it's another lovely day. It is now, what time is it now? It's 9:30. So Mrs. Kilt-Man's been up. I've already had a big mug of tea. And now it's time to start on the whiskey, just before I do my dialing. And how are things with you, Mr. McEnany? Oh, fucking great. Yeah, I was just tuning in to see how you all are. Are you all right, Mr. McEnany? Has your works laptop arrived yet? No. Fucking no. No. Sadly, no, not yet. Anyway, folks, that'll do for now. I will get back to you very shortly with something possibly of more integrity and more entertainment value and more interest. Oh no, you'll find that on someone else's channel, not on mine. Guys and gals, take it easy. Keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. Be happy, be healthy. Keep a smile on your face throughout lockdown. And many of you around the world are coming out of lockdown, or at least partially. Not so in Great Britain. No. We will keep the restrictions in place. And, long may it continue, because I'm beginning to really enjoy it. Folks, I'm going to see you all later.